everyone, and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I also help you find good wineries, and I am featuring, as I said last time, my Winery of the Year for 2019, which goes into 2020. I always do it at the end of the year, so it's my 2019 Winery of the Year. Last year, 2018, was Longship Cellars, and I reviewed those wines. And you know what I like about it is Kyle Welch keeps pumping out some fantastic wines. Every wine I've tried since then, his 2017 Cab, which I reviewed just recently, amazing for the money. I mean, 19 bucks, really solid Washington State Cab. And so, you know, it makes me proud that I picked this winery. And, you know, you've got 2 years ago, it was Ryan Crane, Curlew Cellars. You know, they just keep producing these great wines. So this year, it's winemaker Javier Alfonso, who owns Pomum and Idyllico wineries. They're the same winery, just Idyllico, excuse me. Idyllico focuses on, in fact, they're the only winery, I guess, from what I read, that focuses entirely on Spanish varietals. And then Pomum, his original winery, which he started, I believe, in 2007. Great story. If you get a chance to look at the Blue Collar Wine Guy on the Seattle PI, I wrote an article about my Winery of the Year. So we're going to look at a varietal that he's very passionate about. That's Tempranillo, which makes sense because he grew up in the Ribera del Duero area of Spain. He's very familiar with Rioja, and so he loves Tempranillo, which is, I find interesting. Kyle Welch also is a big fan of Tempranillo. Both of these guys, back-to-back Wineries of the Year. So we're going to look at two Tempranillos, one from his Idyllico line and the other one from Pomum. So it's interesting. Most of the Pomum wines are your standard, you know, Cab, Syrah, Chardonnay from Pomum, and then Idyllico is all Spanish varietals. So let's get started right off the bat with the 2014 Idyllico Tempranillo, Columbia Valley, Washington State. This rolls in at $20. There you go. The label smacks of Spanish heritage. Let's get the little rinse here. Interesting, 2014. He said at the winery they're on to the 15, but he likes to hold back just a little bit. And he said it's in particular with Tempranillo, it's important because you know, it needs time to mature in the bottle, just like you do in Rioja, or as they say in England, Rioja. Right, Meg? Rioja. But in Rioja, they will hold their wines for a long time. The Grand Reservas, the Reservas are all held in bottle, in barrel, and then in bottle for a long period of time before they're released. So 2014, 5 years. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little bit of bark, a little bit of tobacco. I'm getting a little bit of a currant with an undertone of strawberry coming through and a little tiny hit of red flower. Yes, exactly. Let's see what we get on the palate. Smooth, structured tannins, currants, undertone of strawberry. I get a nice little spicy white pepper hit on the finish. Solid currant notes. Like I said, there's just a little backdrop, a little support, like somebody squirted a little strawberry juice underneath the currants. I like the spice on the end, and a boatload, a crap load of tobacco coming through on this one. Got a little bit of a caramel vanilla hit right at the side. He uses no new oak on his Idyllico line. Solid old world style. If you like tobacco, you're going to love this wine. I like it. Very earthy, very savory. Nice flow, seamless flow across the palate with that kind of, you know, nice complexity where you get the fruit, the tobacco, the white pepper. I like it. tobacco big time at the back end. Like I said, very savory, almost an herbal component coming through as well on the very backside. Nice long finish, solid wine. I'm going to go B plus on that. I like that Tempranillo. It reminds me a lot of a Rioja. Good, solid structure. Not everybody's going to like it. Doesn't have a ton of fruit. Fruit is not the expression of this wine. It is more savory, more earthy, more tobacco, which I appreciate. And this would be great with hamburgers, blue cheese, stews, steak. That would be good bottle of wine with that. And it's a very reasonable price at $20. Let's move on. So this is his main winery, sister winery, Pummum Cellars, Tempranillo, 2012. Okay, that's 7 years ago, guys. Columbia Valley. From this fine vintage, 3,816 bottles were produced. So small production, $30, 100% Tempranillo. There you go. One of the things I'm going to discipline myself in 2020 is to show you guys the color. I didn't do that on this one. I look at color. So, you know, pretty dark on the Idyllico. You can see through barely a little bit of a, you know, burgundy coming through on this one. All right. Sorry to digress, but I want to start showing the color on all these wines. I can already tell right off the bat this is a little darker. Yeah, a little bit darker. You can still see a little bit of burgundy coming through there, a little bit of violets, but definitely darker than the Idyllico. $30, Pummum Cellars. Let's see what we got on the nose. Very savory on the nose. I get like a caramel coated currant coming through. A little bit of leather, like worn leather. Not as much tobacco as the Idyllico. And some currant notes coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. This baby is smooth. I mean, you can tell it's mature. Really smooth. Now the tobacco comes through on this one as well. A good bed of currants. A little bit of spice. Not quite as spicy on the backside as the Idyllico, which is interesting because he doesn't use any oak on that. Just the quality of the fruit. This is like a comfortable pair of slippers. You know, you like your favorite pair of slippers. You don't want to throw them away. You just love them. This is just a very smooth, mature wine with currant notes coming through, tobacco, soft but structured tannins. A little bit of expansion on the mid palate. This is seamless. I mean, this is, you put it in your mouth and you're like, wow, this is really good. Now, once again, it's not a fruit bomb at all. It's very old world in style, which I like. And one of the things I like about this is a lot of Tempranillo from Rioja will have a dill pickle component to it from the American oak. This doesn't have that. This is mature currants, like old worn leather soaked in currants, splash of tobacco, a little bit of white pepper sprinkled on the backside, but very seamless across the palate. I think this just needs to be decanted a little bit more. I had it open for a while, but probably could have put it in the old decanter. Would have helped it a little bit, but that's okay. I can tell there's great potential in this. This is dangerous. You could drink it by itself easily. I love that. Almost a touch, slight bitterness on the backside, which would totally go away with prime rib, with hamburgers, with pizza, with anything like that. But this is a smooth ass wine. I'm telling you, it is smooth, it is elegant, it is structure, it has complexity. There's a lot of things going on, but it's not fruit forward. And I appreciate that sometimes because, you know, sometimes we get, you know, we want a change. We don't want those big fruit forward wines. We want something like this that has maturity. You know, it's like you talking to an older gentleman or an older lady, and after talking to them for about 5 minutes, you realize there's a lot in there, and you could spend hours just talking with them. That's what this reminds me of. I'm going to go A- on this wine. There you go. Winery of the Year. I'll be focusing on some of the other wines too. Idyllico does great Albarino. That'll be up in upcoming episodes. I'm looking forward to 2020 and promoting promoting Palma and Idyllico wines. And for some reason, Javier will be doing a YouTube episode with me sometime in the near future. Really looking forward to that. Thank you for taking a little time out of your day watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.